for sure.
Anyway, all right. So Saweetie and Quavo. Let's do a little bit of a time.
It's normal.
But let's recount the steps that basically made this happen. So the clip comes out and goes viral of Saweetie talking about how if she was going to do a threesome with a man, it would be with another guy. We all, this is crazy, whatever. Everybody got their little jokes on Twitter and stuff, being like, oh, Quavo's going to be mad when he sees this. And all of a sudden, a couple hours later, it's in the news. Boom, Quavo and Saweetie broke up, and they're tweeting about each other and basically calling each other out for being pieces of shit.
Well, they said that footage was from 2020.
Oh, we didn't get to the footage yet.
Oh, I thought it was
2020 for real?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Oh, man.
It's old footage.
Ooh, well, that's really interesting.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, so that happens. Then, what was it, this morning or last night? We hear Justin Laboy, and by the way, I challenge you to make it through this podcast without pointing out that that's your boy.
I didn't say nothing.
And it's also the last 3 letters of his last name. But he allegedly got beat up by, we heard the Migos. And now for the record, Justin Laboy is the host of the show where Saweetie said that she wanted to get plowed by Quavo and Brian Pumper. Her words.
Oh, my God, man.
She didn't actually, not her words, you're right. But Justin Laboy, we don't know where this allegedly took place, but he allegedly got into it with Quavo and possibly some other guys. I was just hearing information that it was just Quavo that stepped to him. Justin Laboy, I mean, something definitely happened. Because if it didn't happen, he would just go on Twitter and say, you're bugging. Nothing happened. So definitely shit happened. I'm going to be honest with you. From that interview, and by the way, one other element of this is that Diddy's son, Justin, was there, used to plow Saweetie, allegedly. He was Mr. Plow. He had the jacket and everything. I don't know. Allegedly, he used not even plowing. He wasn't just plowing. He was dating her, allegedly. And then they leave each other. That would have at some point probably been like reason enough for Quavo to be extra mad. Like, you were on this show and you didn't say nothing about fucking her, but you're on the show sitting across from him and you're like laughing about, talking like, I can understand Quavo would be pissed off about that, but I don't really understand what Justin Laboy said on that podcast that would be even close to something that would make me want to beat his ass. If I'm Quavo, and my girl goes on the show,
what the fuck? I would have beat that.
But why? He just hosted the show.
I don't, bro. You're getting beat up. I'm sorry, bro.
Defend what you're saying. It doesn't make any sense.
Because,
all he did was sit there and ask.
I have the same logic as well.
He said, "Would you have a threesome?"
It's the principle.
He didn't tell her to say the thing about 2 dudes,
bro.
I'll be more mad at her though.
But
For
sure,
exactly,
I'll be
that's
more
what I'm
mad at her.
saying.
But I can't beat her up, so I'm gonna beat this nigga up. It's his fault.
Really,
why you even tell her to come on this fucking show?
She's a famous celebrity,
Bro.
and it's a show about hip hop and relationships.
I bet you he ain't gonna ever ask that question again.
But see, this is the thing too, though.
Not every girl has a fucking psycho YRN boyfriend like Quavo is gonna beat you
That's
up.
not fucking psycho. That's
That's
regular.
not psycho. I'm like, if they love
I
you,
Nigga, you would not let Lena go on a podcast with somebody that she used to fuck with and be comfortable with it, bro.
and talk about
Shut
threesomes
the
and
fuck
shit, bro.
up.
What
You
the
would
fuck?
not. You
To
can't
be
even,
honest,
wait a minute. You
I'm
can't
a
even
lot more
sit down with
open-minded
girls.
than you think I am.
No,
Bro.
you can't even sit down with girls and have a conversation
Oh
like that.
my
It's the
God.
fucking truth.
That is
threw
not
his-
true. I sit here on the podcast and talk to girls
man.
about all kinds of crazy shit. She doesn't care about that.
Adam
She
would have been
doesn't.
texting me
Okay.
like, "Hey, I got some minutes for you to have." He would have added me up.
You got
like,
me
hey,
steaming now.
hey,
I
you
got
know,
steaming. Listen here. A relationship is about trust. My girl wants to go do a podcast even if she once previously got dicked down by the host. I don't give a fuck. We're together now. If I trust her, like actually trust her, like I actually don't think that there's anything that could happen that would make her give the pussy to another guy. So that's not even like on my... Now, if I hate this guy, if Quavo hated Justin Laboy in the first place, then okay, yeah. And Justin's not the one who dicked her down anyway. It was fucking Justin.
See, but it's the thing. It's not about if you trust her. It's about the motive of the host.
Literally,
That's the
bro,
whole
that
point
shit's
of
just
it.
weird. That's what I was gonna say. That shit
get
was
what I'm
just all
saying?
around weird. Like, out of respect for that nigga, that shouldn't even been a question in the fucking.
Bro.
You know, it's just a respect
Now,
thing.
I don't
in my
think
eyes,
Justin
like,
it's a show about
set this
relationships.
shit up.
And Justin didn't
And-
ask that question.
Yeah. I don't think Justin...
Or excuse me, there's two. Why am I just now realizing that we're talking about two different Justins? Justin Combs and Justin Laboy.
Look, I don't think Just had any ill intentions on bringing her on there. He got a brand new show.
Right.
She's fucking popping right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about in general how Vail is thinking is, like, period. Like, if somebody that you know or aware of, invite your girl on the show to ask them certain type of questions at the end of the day, you're going to be mad. I'm going to be hot. When
I think about it, if your girl is a public persona and she's used to and she goes on a show where they're going to ask you relationship questions, listen, that question he asked her, there's a million different ways that she could answer that question that none of us would be talking about. If she had said something like, if she had said the real bitch thing and said like, listen, like if my man wants to hook up with another girl and I get along with her, like why not? Boom. Yeah. Super safe answer that he would never give a fuck about. Instead, she decided to say, I want to get my pussy ran through by Quavo, Takeoff, and Brian Pumper. And that just, like I could totally understand. She didn't actually say that, but I could totally understand how that would rub Quavo the wrong way. But again, like, I'm mad at her. Like, you answered that question, and the thing with Quavo too is that like obviously he's just not for jokes in the way that like I am, or to even an extent I would say that you guys would be able to like take the joke. He don't seem like the kind of guy who's really taking the joke. So as soon as I saw her say that joke, I was like, bro, there's no way that Offset is just gonna rock with that, because it's a representation. You know what I mean? It fuck up a nigga reputation. You got to understand when Quavo got with her, she wasn't like popping like that. You know what I'm saying? And him messing with her brought her real estate up more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a certain amount of respect and it's a certain level. Like, you don't have to be with each other no more, but it's just like, you know what? Hold me down, because I'm somebody that help elevate your career too. I feel I kind of feel like redemption for the fact that I still have never listened to her. Like, I could not tell you what she raps like. So I maybe at some point
I like her music, but at the end of the day, you can't do nigga like that, man.
Yeah, like Quavo was just not going to rock like that.
Nigga would have got beat up.
So anyway, now this video comes out today, and it's like 100% planted by her team, because and especially what you said about it being from 2020. Oh, that 100%. She has had this clip on deck. This is how grimy this fucking world is that we live in. She was just waiting for the breakup so that she could like, here you go. We're gonna have everybody on Twitter calling you an abuser for a while.
He didn't even abuse her.
But everyone is calling him an abuser. I didn't really see. And before I even say that, I want to say that with me and my girl, I never even did anything close to that. Like, we never pushed each other, shoved each other, screamed in each other's face, whatever. Somehow I've just like ended up in a relationship that's not like crazy like that. But in that video, I see her kind of coming for him, and I see him trying to avoid.
She swung at him. She's trying to grab something. Yeah. He didn't choke her. He didn't hit her. It just looked like they're tussling. It don't look like he tried to cause her any physically harm.
He pulled her in and looked like that. He was just like, and
even waited for her to get up and dip out. That nigga handled that shit the right way. Anybody that says that shit, y'all fucking tripping. Because half of y'all getting y'all ass whooped by y'all nigga. He fucking karate chopping your ass in your neck. You know how that shit feel. On some real shit.
Anybody who's familiar with what abusive relationships are actually like, that clip does not meet the threshold of what I would have to see
not at all
to be convinced that Quavo is the type of dude who beats his bitch up. Because that was just like, that clip wasn't fun to watch. It wasn't nice. It wasn't like, the way that we would expect a relationship to go. But again, we saw her swing on him. He somehow dodged it, and then he like kind of like maybe pushed her a little bit into the corner, but it was not. I just
she
don't
tried
think,
to take the Call of Duty bag.
Yeah, and that was a crazy.
That was a loadout.
But that's what Yassi was just saying, is that like, think about what's happening there. He's taking his game. When you take the game,
my nigga, if my girl takes my PS5, I'm about to lose it.
But we don't know that she was going to destroy the PS5. But we
sure finna throw.
We do know that he was taking that shit as in, I'm never coming back. Like, if me and my girl were going to break up, when you would really know it was over was when I come and I take my fucking computer monitors from the back of the house. That's when it's over. Because that's a pain in the ass to move those things.
And your Kadamas.
And I'm just not. There's a bunch of things really. But the Call of Duty box set, like, I don't even understand why the box is so big. Is that like a special version or something?
Bro, he got a little special edition. You know what I'm saying? He's out of there. I'd have been out of there too. I think he handled that shit the right way.
How the hell is she gonna disrespect the dude who got the Call of Duty Orange Edition or some shit?
That's fucked up, bro.
That's crazy. He got the Tropicana fucking COD.
Yeah, you
stay with me. Damn, that rhyme. That was good. Write that down.
I was watching. If you're familiar with battle rapper, man, there's a guy named Averb. Okay. He made a whole video on his take of it, and I'm gonna send it to you. But it was, he really broke it down to how I feel about the situation. Basically, it's just like, man, you know, he's telling basically all the rappers and guys, don't jump in her DMs and stuff. Have some respect. No, for real. Even though that's not gonna happen, but you know what I'm saying? Just, I don't like the way that she handled that shit for somebody that helped her get to where she at right now.
Yeah, she kind of just like
she like shitting on a nigga right now, like he ain't nobody. Like he was fucking with, like he could have anybody he wanted to at the time. He chose to fuck with you genuinely. He didn't need you for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Facts. He chose that means he genuinely liked you. And you know, and for it to unfold like this, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of times men don't be wanting to give it all to their woman at the end of the day, because women do shit like this.
You just got to wonder what happened to take it to the point of what happened in that elevator.
We'll
and
never
also,
know.
This is the other thing that I'm saying too, is that they're saying that was at Saweetie or their quote unquote apartment in North Hollywood. I'm not that familiar with North Hollywood, I guess, but
I used to stay there.
When I think the actual apartment that they were in,
I used to stay around the corner from there.
So you know where it is?
Yeah.
Is it nice?
Super nice if you get the good shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was a part of me that was like, Quavo in an apartment building in NoHo, going into an elevator, no security around, nothing like that. To me, just is not the way that I'm really expecting Quavo to move.
Weird,
Like if I'm Quavo, I got a security guard or something with me at all times. And even her living there, like, because I lived in an apartment building in Hollywood until like 2 years ago, and like, I mean, every day I'd be getting in the elevator and having somebody just look at me and like, I know they're thinking that they know who I am and shit. And it's like, that there's awkward ass experience that you don't really expect until you get there. And for me, it's like, Saweetie was just living in a fucking apartment building in NoHo. That's just kind of strange to me.
Because if you think about it too, when you go downtown, bro, a lot of them downtown places that most of the NBA players stay at and shit like that, bro, there's a lot of motherfucking regular people that stay in them same fucking apartments, bro. A lot of them don't have access to them other floors as well. And there's nice ass luxury apartments in NoHo. Some that's like $7,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? You living nice as fuck, crazy. You know what I'm saying? You can't get to that floor.
I guess I'm just being misled because in my mind, as soon as I see the elevator, I'm just like, oh god, that just sounds like a nightmare. If you're Quavo. Because for me as Quavo, I want to be able to come home and get into my apartment or my home and not have to worry about anybody seeing me. When I get home, I fucking open the gate, close the gate, boom, I'm inside. Nobody has access to me. That's so important to me. But also, like, Quavo doesn't spend all his time in LA too. And
I could picture him out of LA.
But then too, I got homies that stay at the W. It's safer there than it would be if they had a big ass house with security, because you can't get in. Like, basically, the people in the front have to buzz you up to get to the floor, and they have to call you before they got to get permission from you to even let them on your floor.
That's how the spot.
You know what I'm saying?
LA
and you're being recorded while you're moving around as well. So that's safer than at your house and you and your blammy.
You could also just imagine that, like, Quavo might have just pulled up like, I need the Tropicana COD. Like, I gotta grab that shit and get out. Like, he wasn't moving the way that he normally would be moving, maybe.
It was probably a heat of the moment kind of thing. You feel me? It seemed like it was a lot going on, probably, and you know, shit probably happened fast as fuck. You feel me?
It would be kind of sweet if, ironically,
I was like, haha.
It would be kind of sweet. Well, do you think that her career is gonna like go downhill from here, or do you think
off?
Not at all?
Her shit going up.
What if everybody side? Well, I don't know. Like, is Quavo beloved enough that there's like, because this whole thing is like, are there any dudes who listen to her music besides like hairstylists? I don't know. Really?
I like her shit.
Okay.
Name a song right now.
Name 5 songs.
The Back to the Streets.
I don't know that. I'm gonna go to her Spotify on the way home and listen to songs.
Now she gained Adam 22 as a fan, bro. Boom. Right there.
I mean, like, if you will hear her music in the clubs if you go out to the clubs and bars.
You probably recognize it, huh?
Yeah,
I just can't think of a song, but I'm sure
but
if I
are
heard
they just playing that because they want the girls to be happy? Because I don't fuck with that. Like, only like no.
Look, I can say this. For at least the last 2-3 years, she's been top 5 women in the clubs that women will sing her shit like top to bottom, bro.
Oh damn, I didn't know
in
that.
the clubs, bro. Swear to God.
I have a real blind spot. I don't think I ever heard City Girls either.
City Girls is number one, nigga.
I heard they're big on TikTok, but I don't.
In the clubs, nigga.
No idea.
In the clubs, City Girls come on.
Poppin'.
They shit is every girl singing that to the top of their lungs, bro.
They be looking at they niggas like.